everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy Lala Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. This is episode 210. So today's Happy Friday. If you're listening on Friday, Happy Friday to you. So last Friday, I went and set myself up to a challenge to read the book It's Not Your Money by Tosha, Tosha Silver. So, how to live fully from divine abundance. Now, I love to read all different kinds of, varieties of, books to get different perspectives. And I find that, as I gather these little tidbits of information, like a squirrel going around to all these nut trees, then I gather this bounty of information that then I find out what actually resonates for me, for who I am, for what I desire to choose in this life. So the book is very much about giving up. Here, let me just see if I can find it. Oh, she calls it goodbye to my. So instead of like my money, my body, my illness, my relationship, my job, you actually call it the. So like the money, the illness, the diagnosis, the partner, the happiness. And what happens is when you do that, you actually remove the significance of it and almost like what they would call the ego of it away from yourself. And it allows you to almost like not have such an intense, incredible hold on it, that you can give it the space to have a sense of possibility. Okay. And what I love that she writes here is it says, with the simple substitution of the instead of my, grasping softens and offering begins. So she was talking about a woman in the book who had built an entire agonizing identity centered around her terrible rheumatoid arthritis, which is very easy to do. She was always saying, my illness, my restrictions, my expenses about this, with increasing anger and desperation. And then it was suggested, she thought she would try this, release the my. And then I give this illness, she began to say, I give this illness fully to you. So whether you want to call it again, divine beloved, divine, God, source, universe, okay. I give this illness fully to you. Please, please make me open and show me the right actions. And if there's not currently a solution, please at least let me accept this for now and make it clear what I need to learn. So this particular woman found that she was feeling a lot more spacious right away. And over the time, and disentangling herself from the almost like labeling of it, the identity of it, she ended up having a lot more healing. She had more healing in her body than she could ever imagine. So, yeah. She just, as she says in the book, she finally released the grip of her ego's identification with the problem. And so, now what I'm going to do is, because it's fun, there's this prayer, the full abundance change me prayer. I've read it on the show before, and I'm going to read it again today because this is the one that she asks you to read every day for the 8 weeks. And so far, I've been doing it every day. Divine beloved, allow me to give with complete ease and abundance, knowing that you are the unlimited source of all. Let me be an easy, open conduit for your prosperity. Let me trust that all my own needs are always met in amazing ways, and that it's safe to give freely as my heart desires. And equally, let me feel wildly open to receiving. May I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question. Let me allow others the supreme pleasure of giving to me. May I feel worthy to receive in every possible way. Change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself, so I may carry your light without restriction. Let everything that needs to go, go. Let everything that needs to come, come. I'm utterly your own. You are me. I am you. We are one, and all is well. So this is what I'm reading every day for the full 8 weeks. She says, you allow it to steep like a tea. Yeah, and then there's another one, this other one that I love too. It's just a little one. Change me, divine beloved, into one who fully trusts that all true needs are always met through your bounty. Let me surrender and allow you to be my source for all. Let me breathe, relax, and let you lead. I am safe. I am peaceful. All needs will abundantly be met. I am yours completely. Ah, wow. You know, I've just really been noticing, like, as I'm reading this book and I watch myself in my life, and then I watch others. And I notice we're such a doing universe. And I am not going to lie. I got to tell you guys, I have had some amazing, I know the other day I talked about how I was really struggling on whatever show it was, the 207, 208, one of those. I talked about it a couple days ago. And what that struggle ended up actually being for me was just such a huge going, holy crap, like this is enough, I just can't handle anymore. And I'm talking receiving, like wonderful ease, fun, playful things just magically working out for me, big, little, you know. And then I had an amazing conversation, had a really good cry, and that was like it blew, it's like it took the lid or the pressure off the pressure cooker. And then all of a sudden I'm like back to me again and even more expansive. And I get too that choosing this from this book is contributing to this. I did an Epicure party last week. So Epicure in Canada is like a spice flavorings for cooking and some salad dressings and some other products. And they even have some pots and different things that you can use in the microwave and stuff. And I really, really enjoy their product. I love what they stand for. I love what they don't put in their spices. And I don't love everything, but I love most of it. And the stuff that I love, I really love. Well, I decided to do a party, and I was recently just reading a book, which I haven't actually finished, called Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. And it is such a cool story about her and her husband creating this 6-month trip traveling where they actually had a job with it. So they created it, they won it, and they had to be chosen out of hundreds of couples, and they also had work to do with it, but they also got paid with it, along with it, over and above all their expenses paid. And it was it had such neat little tidbits in it on how to create. So I actually took some of the tools and I was more, I guess, assertive with things that I could choose, just because I thought this is going to be fun for me. I'm just going to play with this and I'm going to allow myself to have fun with it. And I'm going to let myself reach out and ask because I can and just see what it creates. Well, anyways, I think the best party I've ever done one time was I sold, or like there was like $600 worth of sales. And so I think I came out of it like $600 worth of sales, and I came out of it with about $150 worth of free Epicure or Epicure products. Well, I kept playing with this literally, and I kept playing, and it even ended up that there was this slight error where one of my good friends, the links got mixed up because this particular woman who I was holding the party under actually had 2 Laurie parties that week. And so this friend of mine ended up ordering under the other Laurie's party, and we discovered it right when we went to go close the party on the Friday. Well, it ended up that because the party didn't close on the Friday, because she needed to wait till the Tuesday after the holiday weekend to have it fixed by head office, I ended up getting even a few more orders throughout the weekend. Well, the short version now to the story is that I ended up with almost an $1,100 party, and I came out of there with over $400 worth of free Epicure product and 4 half price items. Like, it was crazy awesome what I created. And what I really learned from that was that, could you call it lucky? Was I a lucky bitch? Oh, yeah, lucky bitch. That's what her book is called, The Lucky Bitch, Denise Duffield Thomas. Could be. And I also allowed myself to really play with this, really have fun. And if I got any hit, to reach out to someone, post in the group, post on Facebook, I did. And I let myself have fun with it. I didn't have significance as to how much I got. I really, truly let myself have fun with it. And it turned out smashingly. Now, what is so cool about that is I am bringing now that newfound awareness of what can be created into my life, into other areas. And the little things, the big things, the medium things that have been showing up have been crazy, that I know that that's what led to almost my overwhelming, this is too much breakdown. and how did I get so lucky? And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Like, just how does it get any better? And yeah. So anyways, I want to just talk a little bit more about this book because I highlighted a few things in it. One of the things that she talked about was, they talked about the law of attraction. So you attract what sort of the vibration is that you are, that's resonant to you inside of yourself. So it's like Dr. Joe says, the quantum field, or the law of attraction, responds not to what we want, it responds to who we're being. So you may be to the outside world really uplifting, positive, whatever, but if you're actually really negative to yourself, unhappy with things, and miserable, and so habitually unhappy, default negative, criticizing yourself and maybe others, your job, that is actually what's simmering underneath the surface. That's the stuff that's actually creating your life. Now, what's really interesting is she talks about, where is it here? Everybody has a different set of abundance lessons they're learning, so to speak, in any given lifetime. It may not be your own destiny to have $10 million. And she's referring to Jim Carrey, who wrote himself a $10 million check, you know, the actor Jim Carrey. And he ended up creating that. Now, not every single one of us in this lifetime is intended, meant, is it right for us? Is it going to create greater for us to get $10 million? All right. Is it likely possible for us in some lifetime? Sure. But what they call it parabata karma. And it's where, it's like, one of the dark legacies of manifestation culture is that many people think we attract every single blessed thing. So they assume we only if we perfect ourselves enough, we gain VIP entry to a secret Disneyland where nothing bad ever occurs. And then they blame themselves when the inevitable challenges come up that are a part of our incarnate existence. Or they harshly judge others when difficulties arise, assuming they must have done something wrong. Some of them even coldly say, oh, pity she created that, but I'm different. Here's what they're missing. While the law of attraction is true, so is the law of this parabata karma. And I mean, even the great Indian saint Ramakrishna got throat cancer, or look at Jesus. He didn't exactly die drinking margaritas in the Bahamas. What matters is how we handle our own unique parabata karma, our own soul's course of study. When we embrace it, it becomes the royal road to abundance. And that's what, when I talked about the other day about where Abraham talks about having our own path of least resistance. For me, actually creating this illness, having this in my body, was a path of least resistance, so to speak, even though it has been resistance and it's been really challenging. If I'd have had a different mindset, it would have been a completely different experience. But that and or some what I call it, different modalities I was a part of and had experienced the ups and downs. Those were paths of least resistance, or like this kind of karma where it's like I went through that, experienced it, and it created something greater on the other side for me and my life. And when we actually ask some questions around that and find out actually what's really true for us. Now, hey, I'd love to win $10 million in this lifetime, and I may or may not. I shall see. I'll let you know. And I also don't want that to be the only thing that can give me the freedom and the possibility and the abundance, the sense of freedom, possibility, and abundance that I desire to have in this life, that I'm actually choosing now with or without the $10 million. So anyways, I can tell more is going to come to this conversation. We are at the end of today. Thanks again so much for listening. If you want to chat about anything, you got any questions, comments, feedback, or want to book a session, thewealthylala@gmail.com. Hi, you guys.